So it's just before 7 p.m. on Friday, the 31st of May, 2024. And where are we?
We are at a place called
Great Cornard in Suffolk, just outside the market town of Sudbury. And why are we in Great Cornard? Just outside Sudbury, a market town in Suffolk.
We're here to run a 5-mile race.
Ooh! Yes, it's the first race in a local series down here called the JM Finn 5-mile League. Series of races put on by clubs in the area. We're only down on holiday to do this particular one. So I've just spoken to Marshall, and there is one very large hill of about a mile long.
Goes up and up and up and up until you get to the church.
In Little Cornard.
But then you've got a nice flowing down.
So it's a case of just keeping the faith, doing as well as you can, but maintaining some energy for that downhill.
As I've just moved into the female V60 age category, it's given me the opportunity to set some new records. In this race, I was looking to set a female 60 age group record for my club, as well as my own personal record.
And as for me, I'm on camera duty tonight, so I should get a good tempo run out of this, hopefully. So 5 miles hilly, undulating on the road. What trainers have we gone for and why?
Okay, so I've gone for the Alpha Flies version 1s. They are my favourite shoes and they give me a lot of feedback on hills, and they also help with recovery afterwards. So if I'm going down hills and bashing my quads, they help with that next day recovery. So yeah, Alpha Fly version 1s all the time.
And I've gone for my Takumi Sen 9, so if I'm going downhill and bashing my quads, they're probably the thinnest stack of anything I've got, so parkrun tomorrow will be interesting. So conditions,
like autumn.
Yeah, probably about 12 degrees, starting to drizzle, threatening to rain.
And windy.
And it's Friday, we're in Sudbury, we're going to do 5 miles, so it's a Sudbury Friday 5.
As I mentioned earlier, one of my reasons for doing this race was to try to set a female 60 club record.
Yes, our club has meticulous records kept over the past 30 years or more across all age groups and all distances. So the female 60 5-mile road race record stood at 40 minutes and 14 seconds, and that was set back in 2007, so a 17-year-old record. Could Dawn break it? So obviously to run that over 5 miles you are looking at 8:02 per mile.
In the first mile, I readjusted my pace slightly as I felt I was going off a little bit too quick, and I settled into what was a comfortable and maintainable pace. I knew we were going to approach a hill around about 1.5 miles, and I didn't want to blow a gasket too soon.
Mile 1, 7:13, 49 seconds inside target pace.
First mile is always one of settling in and not doing anything stupid, getting yourself into a good race pace. And with that mile then done, I moved into the second mile, where I continued to feel strong and in control with a steady pace.
Suffolk pink. So first mile and a half, nice gentle downhill, and now we know what's coming for the next mile.
We then turned on to a stinker of a hill. Now I knew this hill was going to be a long one because we had driven it the day before. However, when we drove it, we weren't sure that we were actually going to be running up it. Anyhow, we were going to run up it, and I was aware that I had to be very calm and collected about going up this hill.
This is steep. So it levels off a bit here, but a full summit, because we know summit is coming up.
The start of this hill was particularly steep. I decided to ease back on my pace slightly and take shorter, choppier strides.
With a little plateau here, so that's 2 so far, there's still more climbing. $7.50 for that one.
So yes, mile 2 was a slow one, but that was due to the hill. But I was still within target pace and I was still feeling very strong.
So as I wasn't running flat out, I had the opportunity to perhaps enjoy the course more and the whole event. These events really are great fun to take part in. Clubs compete against each other, supporting each other, putting these events on by runners for runners, and it really was a joy to come down to Suffolk and take part in the Sudbury Friday 5.
$7.11 I think. Quite dark in here.
I was particularly strong on the downhills. I actually really love downhill road running.
Indeed she was, viewers. There were times where she got about 50 metres in front of me and I had to really sprint on the flats and the uphills to catch her up, because I love road running but not necessarily the downhills.
So the last mile and a half of the race was more urban. It was back around the outskirts of Great Cornard and Sudbury.
Yeah, as you can see, splendidly marshalled and organised by Sudbury joggers to ensure a safe race for everyone. So, running with Dawn at close quarters, I was able to see how strongly she ran this race. She set off with intent and at no point did she falter or weaken. It really was a good display of competitive road running.
$4 miles. 6:57 that one. Woo, flying.
So in the last 2 miles I felt really strong and I continued to push on. It's a really strange one this, because I knew nobody in the race, so I'm not racing anybody. I don't know any other women in the race, so I wasn't looking to overtake people, but what I was looking to do is run the best race I could run. So I was trying to push on as hard as I could because I wanted to take my club record, and I kept thinking to myself, take it down as far as you can.
Yeah, interesting point there. If you race hard for times, what is it that motivates you? Is it the intrinsic reward of doing your best, or is it the extrinsic rewards of hitting a particular time for a record or ranking?
So I'm into the last 200 metres and it's now time to see what have I got left in the legs, and I push on as strongly as I can to get to the finish and get that club record.
So I thought I'd run on and get Dawn crossing the line from front on, but one tip if you're ever racing Dawn, don't try and out-sprint her. It's too much for me to hold the camera and try and sprint, so I gentlemanly held back and caught her crossing the finish line in a time of, as we just see coming up, just past the 36-minute mark.
6:54 that last mile I made it, and bang on accurate.
When I'm racing.
So well done, Paul. What's the chances of that? Columba Park run last Saturday and the Sudbury Friday 5 tonight.
Yeah.
The unique double.
Did you have a good run?
Brilliant, fantastic run, yeah. Very recommend it, no way.
Yeah. Nice course.
You plan to do the whole series?
Well, I can't do next week, but I shall do the following ones. The next 3 after that.
Lovely club running at its best. If you watch this channel for a while, you know how much I love club organised events, and this is a series organised by clubs in the Suffolk, Essex border area. Fantastic, put on by runners, for runners, no razzmatazz.
Well done, Sudbury joggers. Thank you for all the support out on the course. It was really good. Really enjoyed that course. It was, I'd say, what I call a true runner's course.
So I think about 36:10 when we cross the finish line, which will be a new club record for female 60 over the 5 mile distance by about 4 minutes. But I believe we get live results on this, so as soon as we get back to the car we should have an official result. So Thomas Gainsborough School behind me, so let's go back, download this footage and turn it into a nice portrait of this race.
So after a short jog cool down, we went over to the presentations.
Was Dawn Broom from Penside Footpath Runners.
The Sudbury 5 was an excellent Friday evening race that I'm glad I did. I'm very pleased with my time of 36:12 on the course, which I believe on a faster, flatter course would be sub 35. My PB for 5 miles stands at just over 30 minutes, set back in my early 40s. I know I'll never get close to that again, but that doesn't mean I can't strive for the best times I can get. A new age category gives you a chance to set new times, and as you move through each category there is always something to aim for. A cliche I know, but never let age be a barrier.
So I hope you've enjoyed joining us as we pounded the streets of Great Cornard and Sudbury on that Friday evening. If you have, please give this video a like, and if you would like to see how we get on our forthcoming Summit the Speed race programme, please consider subscribing to the channel. We bring you regular running content at least twice a week. So until next time, keep on keeping on.
Keep on keeping on.